It's day 14 of documenting my creative consistency in the midst of chaos, and I'm feeling the momentum. There is one thing that I want to share with you today. One small insight that I know for certain can help you be more consistent. That I know for certain can help you with that sense of momentum. Let's get straight into it. It's visual representation of your streak. Whatever it is that you are doing, whatever the activity, the habit is, we are talking about consistency. We are talking about you trying to be consistent. Well, have a visual representation of that streak that you're on. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, it doesn't seem like much. But when it's 10, 15, 25, 50 days of doing something, and you can see the visual representation of that streak, you don't want to break it. As I've said, I think I said in a couple of videos, I've been reading every day for 6 years. I've been writing every day for 5 years. And to be transparent, to bring some nuance in this and not sound like some kind of fake guru. Yeah, I skipped a couple of days in the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, maybe I didn't write in total maybe 10, 15 days. When it comes to reading, in the last 6 years, maybe I had 20 days where I didn't read anything. But the point is that visual representation of those streaks was one of the key components in me becoming consistent and staying consistent in the beginning. And when I say beginning, I mean first couple of years. At this point, I don't have a visual streak of my writing because I really don't need it anymore. I know that I will be writing until the day I die. I know that also for reading. I also know that for physical training. But when it comes to my meditation, that's another thing that I've been doing on and off, but now I'm approaching it differently. I have a streak. When it comes to me writing, working on certain projects, that includes writing, but it's different. It's me working on a project, learning a skill. Visual representation because it also shows you that consistency, as in showing up, is over everything else. Let's imagine two scenarios. One scenario is you, and sorry that I will not now drop visuals on the screen, but I will. Yeah, this video series isn't necessarily about me editing and providing you with the most intricate video experience, visual experience. Either way, let's imagine two scenarios. One scenario is that, three. One scenario is you are engaging in consistency, but there is no visual representation of the streak. You're just writing down, trying to remember. Maybe you're writing down, what the day is. Okay, it's day 5, 6, 25, but there is no calendar where you are ticking off the days. That's what I mean by visual representation. There has to be more than just a number. There has to be representation of the streak, whether it's in your Notion template on laptop or on your calendar. I personally prefer physical stuff, especially in the beginning when you want to get the most out of this method of tracking, when you want it to feel most real. I prefer physical calendar and then circling the days, crossing the days, whatever. So one scenario is you are not doing it. You're just remembering what the day is. You know the starting day and you know that you've kept it going, so you know roughly or precisely how many days of consistency you have. The second scenario is where you are just circling every day on the calendar when you've done the thing that you want to be consistent in. And the third one is where you have a different sign, different way of marking the day based on the amount the amount, the volume, the intensity, the effort of the activity. So I, let's say, circle the day if I read for 5 minutes. I cross the day if I read for 15 minutes. And I put a triangle over a day if I read for 30 plus minutes. Okay. How much difference is there between these three scenarios? I would argue that yes, the third one is useful for you to keep track on how much effort you're putting in each day, so that after a month you have a clearer idea of how often can you show up at what level. Yes, I will say, of course it's good, but the difference in the sense of momentum it gives you, the difference between the sense of confidence it gives you, between the second and the third one, is minuscule. So the second, where you're just acknowledging that you showed up, it's enough for momentum and confidence. The big difference lies between the first and the second one, between not having visual representation and having some visual representation. So the point that I'm trying to make with this is, yeah, we want to show up to the best of our abilities. And yes, it's good to have a way of tracking on what level did you show up. But the big game changer is just in being able to see in front of yourself the representation of how long have you been showing up for. To see in front of yourself the visual representation of the streak building. Because then you don't want to end the streak. Hopefully this makes some sense. So that's the message that I have for you today. Digital calendar, Notion template, Google document, spreadsheet, Canva document, whatever. Or whatever when it comes to digital stuff, or piece of paper or physical calendar, and start visually representing your streak. The longer it becomes, the more difficult it will be for you to break it. The more representations of you, the more signs of you showing up you see visually in front of yourself, the less likely you are to fall off track. Give it a try. If you give it a try, let me know how it works. But don't let me know how it works in a day or two, but show up every day. And then in 15 days, let me know how it works. Thank you, friends. As always, stay strong, love life, and never feel sorry for yourself.